one of the most balanced as well as a split. Also, interestingly, I think Ascent is the only non-Asian map out of the four in Valorant. Like when you're playing on split, for example, you can hear the Japanese train announcement at the pre-round. Whereas Ascent, of course, I believe it's set in Italy. There is the gelato stand, the pizza stand, and the little wine cubby corner, which is really cute. But yep, in we go into round number 1 of the knockout stages.
So a big pivotal role is going to be Cannon's right there with the breach, and as we highlight the abilities that she has, just want to highlight Flashpoint and Aftershock. So Aftershock is really important as well as Flashpoint. So you can set up behind the wall, and as you're getting ready to go for the push, you know, you can pop an Aftershock if you know exactly where they are. It's going to slow them down. It's going to flinch them by a huge amount. Also, the damage is actually pretty substantial. But Flashpoint also kind of works like a flashbang, but it doesn't give the enemy that much of a chance to defend against it. So they're going to come through now through Catwalk, and Aneri will start off the kills. Here we go. You'll see the breakpoint right there. Arjun will pick up a kill herself, and Yoki on the site gets dropped by Arjun, but not before she takes out Evie, and Miss May will come in. Arjun gonna have to try and break the door as Jailer closes it, but it doesn't really matter because the round will end just like that. So not too shabby from a BAE.Sphynx starting us off, getting that first round early on. And this should be pretty simple for them. We do have a Bulldog buy, so that's kind of unconventional. And we'll see how it goes. Yoki and Jamil for NoName going to go with 2 shotties, and Muffin going to risk it with the Sheriff. So I think I'm actually going to watch Muffin, because if she's pretty proficient with this Sheriff, she will be able to make pretty easy work as they push in.
Yeah, this is a bit risky. We don't usually see a lot of Sage players go for the Sheriff early on, especially because most Sage players opt for usually Classic or Ghost if they have a bit of money, just because the wall that they have to buy pretty much every single round costs 400 credits. It's so expensive. So usually Sage players only going to pick up the Sheriff if they're absolutely confident in getting those headshots that are lethal, even if your opponent has that heavy armor. It's really the big advantage of the Sheriff over the Ghost, but we'll see.
There we go, and Eri picking up a double. That Bulldog does see Muffin, but Muffin able to get that Sheriff headshot on Arjun on top on Heaven.
No!
We'll get the kill onto I think it was Muffin. Yeah, it was Muffin. And they'll pick up that second round. But already showing that the Bulldog is actually a pretty good weapon if you know how to use it. Miss May will go for the Vandal. And Aneri, of course, that MVP. She was so spectacular yesterday. Definitely it will be the player to watch. And she is playing between Catwalk and mid. So definitely a good position to have your
duelist over on the mid side for sure.
Yeah, Urena was what I was trying to say, because that Leer is so big, but the distance isn't really huge on this map, and you really do blind quite a bit. So Yoki's going to pick up 1. That's Miss May. Cannon onto Zograf. Flashpoint coming out right there, and an area on that Catwalk is going to pick up Jamil. She tries to rotate through. Arjun comes in through Market, but she does sense that they're already inside. Cannon will drop 1, and Yoki comes around the corner to finish off Arjun. So they do have map control now, as well as site control. They'll get that spike in. The question is, can Aneri take out Jailer? And that question has just been answered. So unfortunately, not able to heal herself because his body was too far away. But she does have a Leo. She has the ult as well. Just a question whether she wants to use it or not. Yoki is just going to bait her out. Has full utility except for her smoke. So she can just wait and do an orbital. She can use the molly to delay the push as well, but I think she's just going to go for the shot. Let's see who's more sharper. And Neri's going to be the sharper of the two, and we'll get that defuse. So already she has her ult ready to go. Good thing though is, of course, that Yoki will also have her orbital strike, so it's definitely something that they can use if they want to try and breach in. You know, they can pop it down on that B corner, or they can use a flashpoint to kind of slow down that B corner, then orbital, I guess, inside side or market, which then gives them an easier entrance, or potentially pop that orbital on mid.
Yeah, I
if
think
they want mid control.
Yeah, I think at the end of that round, there was the potential for Brimstone to instead just kind of hide at the back of site in the boathouse. Really, as you said, had all the utility up and just he had full vision of Spike at that point. So really, I think there was opportunity for a play where you just kind of wait for the Reyna to show up, and then maybe Molly, as you mentioned, on Spike, you maybe use the ultimate, but just went for the peak and just straight up lost the 1v1 in terms of firepower. Did tag the Reyna, but it wasn't quite enough. But now that we are into round number 4, BAE.Sphynx already with a massive lead, 3-0. Kind of round 3 or 4 is around when you start to see those leads really build up. BAE.Sphynx should be sitting on a pretty nice amount of gold right now. And already it's a 4 versus 1 Cypher. Last person still left alive for NoName.Mad army. Going to have to see what he chooses to do in the situation. They don't have spike control. Was dropped earlier right now. We're taking a look at Miss May. Looks like she wants to flash around the corner. Yep, her team went hunting for the Cypher. Picked up that kill. Only lost one agent there, Reyna and Neri, in the process. It doesn't matter. Neri's got 8 kills. She's got so much credits. She's got enough for the buy at least. And yeah, her team's looking in a pretty good spot right now for, and also interesting is that yesterday in the group stages, the group number, game number 1, the very first game that we saw NoName.Mad army actually play, they actually won on Ascent. So we're kind of thinking that, you know, this would be their wheelhouse coming in, but so far it hasn't looked to be the case, but we'll see if they can turn things around in round number 5.
Yeah, so that break point once again gonna be used on mid as they make their way through catwalk. Eevee will take down Cannon as he tries to push through, but they're gonna try and go for mid. They're gonna try and go for mid control. They'll pop that orbital strike onto catwalk to make sure no one can rotate. Now the question is whether Jamil can drop Zograf, and Zograf will pick up one. Muffin runs out of misses her shot and puts out her pistol, unable to get the frag though, and Zograf will go down just after that. So Jayla is going to pop a cyber cage down to try and conceal CT rotation, even though he still had that wall up, and will be dispatched by Argent and Eevee as they sandwich him, or sandwich her rather, at mid. So I'm not too worried. If I was NoName at the moment, I wouldn't be too worried yet. So 5-0, still early days, and they are of course on attack. You know, three or 4 rounds as I like. Well, for the majority of Valorant right now, if you get 3 or 4 rounds on attack, you're pretty happy, right? Because a lot of times you pretty much have it made on defense if you have a decent lineup. So Miss May popping her ult, going for the scout down onto mid connector towards B. Doesn't spot anyone, so that's going to give them a bit of intel. They'll spot the camera up on high mid, and now Muffin is going to get flashed with that. Going to get flashed, but doesn't really matter. So she'll pop the slow orb now to see whether she can move anyone out. Second flash is going to come out once again, but it's just a defensive flash. Miss May just wants to make sure that she doesn't get ambushed. So we'll pop out the flame wall, and they'll put a defensive smoke up as well. And Neri, though, on the other side at catwalk will drop Yoki, but Jamil will come around the corner. Now they're going to try and move their way into A. Cypher does have ult, and let's see. She will, of course, she will pop that out, so they know that Arjun is up on heaven. They'll get that spike down, and now let's see whether they can retake. Miss May will drop the door down and knocks it down, but has a teammate up on long, so she'll take out Muffin, and the question now is, does she go for the defuse, or will they go for the bomb side clear first? Zograf coming down on from T side will pick up one. Jayla will drop Argent, and right after that, not ready for Miss May coming around the corner. So that's going to wrap up the round. It's going to be 6-0 on the scoreboard. They'll get this defuse very, very easily, but economy-wise, getting a bit worrisome for NoName. But I think they might go for an eco right now just to secure things for the upcoming rounds.
Yeah, so they're going about half pistols. We see 2 ghosts on the team. But yeah, Yuko really not
No,
looking.
they're gonna
No.
go for
Yeah, they're actually going to buy. They swapped
pretty
him out.
interesting buy. 6-0. If they get spike plant, it might be worth it, but
Yeah,
if
but I
they
mean,
get wiped this round, it's gonna be
yeah,
pretty
especially with some
painful.
of their gun buys, they weren't able to actually pick up full shield. You can see 2 members on their team opting for the light shield instead, so not going to have the most armor coming in to this one. Yeah, and already 1 member down, 2 members down. As we say that, it's going to be a 5v3 situation. Although the Sage of Resurrection does come out, trying to even things out a bit. It's going to be a 5v4 right now. Did resurrect their breach to try and be more useful coming into the middle of this round. And now we're seeing a very careful push onto B site right here, making sure to check the market. That's good. Getting 2 in the entryway, but the rest of BAE.Sphynx look like they know what's up. They're trying to come in through this market entrance right here, as well as the corridor across from it. Oh, Yoki goes down. Evie right now looking like she wants to push into sight. An area with a very good sniping spot right here. Just wanting to catch anyone out in the back of the site towards Boathouse. Looks like she's going to push in. Lear coming out through the wall, and right now looks like it's going to be the collapse. It's just 3v1 onto the Cypher. He stood no chance in that one, and once again BAE.Sphynx are going to have a fairly easy diffuse for the spike, taking this to 7-0. Whew.
Out of charges.
Yeah, not too bad. They did get that spike money, but it is painful days right now. So
Yeah, they were hoping for a bit more, especially given their buy. They didn't go eco that round, so that's definitely going to hurt them, as you can see right now on your stream, guys. So usually if you're going to go for the Phantom or Vandal plus full shield, you're going to need 3,900 credits for that full buy every round, and that's not counting your skills yet. You can see that NoName.Mad army is nowhere close to enough credits to make that full buy happen. They do get the losing streak credits, however, but oh, this push actually going quite well for them right now. It's 4v3. It made the very snap decision to go in onto side A right now, about to close the door, picking up that very nice kill off of the back of side. Miss May right now coming through heaven, gets the flash down, but oh, Ray's ultimate being used doesn't get anyone right here through that sneaky window right there. Did see a Brimstone right now. It's down to a 2v3. How do BAE.Sphynx want to play this? This could be the very first round that they drop in this game 1 of this best of 3 series. Resurrection coming out from stage onto Inari, of course, their star player to make things a 3 versus 3. Miss May's ultimate going to be popped. She's going back to her original location, and right now this last Lear left from Inari. They're storming the site right now. Oh, Sage goes down, and now it's just Raze left on the side of a NoName.Mad army. As I say that, she loses her life as well. And once again, BAE.Sphynx going to come out on top of that to make things 8-0.
just a ton of confusion right there. They did have pretty good. They had pretty good side control, but it was a really good retake. Aneri went down at catwalk early in the round, but it was a Zograph had a really good res. Had a really good res on catwalk, and it was pretty safe for them because the door was still up, and definitely NoName didn't want to risk that, so they had the door down, which gave the cover for them to go for the res. You also had, of course, Miss May up on top, just waiting, trying to delay with the flashes, and also then used her ult as she went out, which scouted out the the operator that was on long. And so they basically had all the intel they needed and just went in after that. The Lear was actually pretty important as well for that retake. But we'll go into this round now, the 9th round of the game. Remember, today's games, they are single elimination best of 3. So there is potentially 2 more maps after this. Down on middle, Jamil will drop 1. Arjun with the reply. Orbital strike going to be called down by Arjun onto that mid area. But nobody is going to fall to that.
Right here.
There is an orbital strike by Yoki, so potentially she can use it to cut off CT or put it down on heaven. I would think, but they still haven't decided what they want to do. She does have her paint shell / nade, and Yoki has a stim beacon, molly, and orbital. So no defensive smokes. They're gonna go 2-on-4, and they might as well risk it. They will want to get that plant. So they're just scouting around, just waiting to see whether they can get the full rotation of the enemy team to go to B. But EV gonna come through Cat, and now Spike is gonna be seen. Yoki will drop EV, will close that door surely. Yep, we'll now have that Spike, and we'll go for the plant. 14 seconds to go, plenty of time. And Neri's gonna push through Catwalk. It looked like they were gonna do the split, but they're gonna go all in. Does have that orbital strike. Now's the perfect time to call it if she wants to, and decides to hesitate and go for the pick instead. So Zograf is gonna make it pretty easy. Had Argent in pursuit. It's not in pursuit, but in support, sorry. And they're gonna pick up that round just like that. So orbital strike would have been perfect use right there, regardless of whether she would have put it in front to reposition them or put it at the back and then take them on in that duel, but decides to save it. So 9-0 on the scoreboard. In favor of Sphinx at the moment as we go into the 10th round. Let's have a look. We do have ults on Cypher, so we do have ults on Jailer, we have ult on Yoki, and on Cannons as well. So that's a pretty big setup if they want to push on B. They have all the right ults to go. And Jamil wants to pick up that orb as well because she's pretty close to her rocket launcher, to her blast away. So they'll break the wall now, and they will give away some information that at least 1 or 2 of them are at B main. Pings are down on mid. Cypher is, of course, watching mid with camera. Boombot's going to come out. That's going to scout. And now as the wall goes down, Zograf is going to get spotted out. Boombot should pick her up. No, doesn't pick her up. No line of sight. So Aneri will drop Yoki at the mid. And now the entrance, the take of the site will start to happen. Flash comes out. That's a perfect flash right there. But Muffin going to be able to drop a Miss May with that Guardian. Door's going to close now. Argent's just going to pop that door down most likely. Yeah, just as I say that, she will do that. Cyber Cage, though, is plopped down to conceal, and they'll get that spike now. Let's have a look at the setup. Jamil up on the back, and then Muffin will hold from long. So let's see what Aneri can do. She has 2 layers. Jailer is going to pop down Eevee. So she has 2 layers. She's going to get Flashpoint there. What will she do? I think if she gets 1 kill, she's going to chase. But Muffin will come around the corner and finish her off. So hesitation, once again, guys, always will lead to not spectacular, not satisfactory results. But good round. Finally, they pick up a round. They needed that for their economy, and it could be a platform for them to get a couple more rounds. They would be happy if they picked up the next 2 before we head into the next half. But definitely Sphinx are pretty happy with where they're at right now.
Yeah, and also NoName.Mad Army, that was, as you said, very good round for them in terms of economy, but also crucially, I think they kept all of the ultimates that they had going into round number 9. Also added a few, and I think Raze should be close to hers as well. So they are going to have the ult number advantage. Muffin with that very fast headshot to start things off. Gets a second one as well. Just going to slow over towards the catwalk side right now. It's a 3v2 situation in favor of NoName.Mad Army. Do have some sort of control around B as well as Courtyard. I say that, but Neri and Muffin going down at the same time. And once again, attackers picking up the second round straight in a row. But just things are so fast-paced. I wanted to highlight the Boombot from 2 rounds ago. Just the way that NoName.Mad Army played the push onto the A site earlier, just very measured, very controlled. The thing is, when you see the Raze Boombot, you kind of have one of 2 choices. Either you shoot it straight away, or you just don't, so that you don't let the enemy team know where you are, so they can't see your location. From that, if you're using that as a scouting tool. So I think what Sage did to evade it, she was on the box over by the side, so she was able to not give up any more information. But I say that we are into round number 12.
Yeah, so Muffin gonna take some damage, but they will get intel now as Miss May came around the corner. Cannons will drop 1, that's on the B side. They'll break the wall as well. They have 4 ults, and they are going to use it to great effect. It is, of course, the last round in this half. So Inari down on mid will drop Jailer, so that's unfortunate because that's going to be one of the ults gone. Doesn't matter though, Cannon will call in his ult, call in her ult, and stop market. Flashpoint onto that corner side, so Zograf will drop cannons, but not before. And right after that, Jamil will be able to take out one as well. Miss May trading with Yoki, and now Yoki, I don't know what they're doing. So they're switching weapon. Okay, so they're switching weapons. They're giving Muffin the operator. She has the res as well. So I don't know if that's the wisest move, and I don't know if that's the wisest position. She go for the shot because the Lear's gonna blind them. Maybe now you might want to swing the pistol. No, it doesn't. So the Neri gonna come in. No Lear though. 2v1, and that's just gonna be too much for her to take on because they'll sandwich her left and right. They'll pincer her, and that's gonna be 10-2. On the scoreboard as we switch over. Sphinx definitely in a very, very comfortable lead, but NoName not out of it yet. Let's see how they do. They do definitely will want to pick up this pistol round because that's going to give them momentum, and of course that economy to at least pick up the first 2 to 3 rounds.
Yeah, hopefully for NoName.Mad, Army things will pick up a bit now that they are on the defensive side. Do have the Cypher, pretty good utility over on their team with the Cypher Sage as well as Brimstone combination. However, BAE.Sphynx, we didn't really have a lot of time to talk about the agent selection at the start of the game of BAE.Sphynx. Once again, running that way more aggressive Reina as well as a Phoenix duo, kind of signaling to NoName.Mad Army that they really just want to rush onto the side. So we'll see if that's going to be their playstyle, as it does look like a concentrated push onto site number B in this first pistol round after the swap. Both slow orbs just going to go away for now. Miss May, very careful. Flash going in. This is the engage, but Sage's wall is up there. They're going to have to shoot it down. And talking about getting shot down, that's a Breach instantly getting a shot from Market. Miss May picking up a very nice headshot. The door is shut though, so they do have a bit of safety on this side. It is 3v2. Favor of BAE.Sphynx. They're playing this one very careful. Spike hasn't been planted yet. Oh, picks up the kill onto Sage over in the back of side, and right now it's just going to be a 3v1 situation. Yoki left all alone. Spike. Nope. Last one left alive. Sneakily went onto the side, try to see what was going on. Tried to go for the 1v3, but didn't really pay off for her. And that's going to be the first pistol round. Once again, going over to BAE.Sphynx. So they pulled this 11-2, which is just 2 rounds away from taking game number 1, despite the fact that we did have NoName.Mad Army playing on the defensive side. So things not looking too good for the squad of NoName.Mad Army.
They definitely should have, I think at least, NoName should have gone for the boss buy because they can't afford to lose
Play
this
it
round.
slow, yeah.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose this round, but an area already with a lot of confidence, going to be intangible. They'll break the wall and then the Lear's going to come out, so they're going to be able to have really good vision. And they also do have that Breach flashpoint, so Muffin with the Bucky will get taken out, and Evie helping Jamil out to dispatch that second player at Market, which is, of course, Jamil. So Aneri and Evie doing really well with that. Last one is, of course, Jailer. We'll get the headshot onto Aneri, so that's good. Can she recover the weapon? No, she can't. So it is slowed down by Breach, and Miss May will be able to dispatch Jailer.
Wow, BAE.Sphynx played that so well. At that point, they knew, we saw the Reina as well as the Brimstone. Just that combination to make sure they zone Cypher so that she had to run out of the site right into where Reina was waiting to pick her up with the sniper. Very well played. Just shows that the team just has very good communication, which, I mean, from the score and from this first game as well as yesterday's game, we kind of knew that already, but it's just always nice to see that type of execution. And right now we are into match point. Final round of the game 1 of this BO3. Can BAE.Sphynx take this one and put their game 1 in the bag? We're seeing very slow skirmish breaking out around courtyard already. 3 members from BAE.Sphynx down. Now this could be the start of a turnaround for NoName.Mad Army, as it's now a 3v1 molly into sight. Evie kind of going around mid. Oh! Fastest fingers first on that shot. It's going to be NoName.Mad Army picking up that round and bringing it back. That was precisely what they needed at that point in time. I think we are still having the spectator bug, so we can't really see the full buy from both these teams just yet. But NoName.Mad Army doing a good job trying to make sure that they stay in the game. Of course, right now is pretty much do or die. They drop a round, any single round at all, they are going to lose this game 1.
So they're going to go for a half buy with a Bulldog and a Vandal. They're going to give Miss May a Vandal so to see whether she can go for the backstab, and then they're going to go with the half eco onto the side to go in for the big push. They'll keep the spike at the back though, so as to not give away which side they're going to go, because they're trying to do that split. Jamil will be able to drop Zograph from market. Cannon at the back, CT at B will take out, will have an assist from, will assist Muffin and drop Eevee. So now that's going to narrow down their options, and the pings come out, so they know that someone's over either at spawn or CT. Miss May will be able to drop Yoki Arjun onto Cannon, so good work. The bet to give them rifles did work out. Miss May would drop Muffin and is able to heal slightly, just that slight bit with his flame. So with her flame, sorry. So she is going to come around the corner, pick up the spike. No, she's not going to pick up the spike. 35 seconds. Uses the ult to do a bit of scouting.
Yeah, I think she wanted to make sure the site was absolutely clear before she went in. She picked up the spike and then gone in. She did have her ultimate though, so...
She doesn't have time though, so she should have done it, and then even if she goes back to mid, then it allows her to...
She wouldn't have dropped spike at site, yeah.
It allows her to rotate. So now she has 10 seconds, and time is against her, so she's gonna have to... if this site is not clear, which is what is happening now, right? Yeah, so... She really can't do anything, because even if she killed Jamil, she wouldn't have had enough time to get the spike down. So you have to calculate that you need the amount of time to get the spike down, but you also need an extra bit of buffer to be able to secure site or deal with any threats on the site itself before you plant it. So just a bit of time miscalculation there, but let's see whether she's going to rue that mistake as they come into the further rounds. 12-4 on the scoreboard though, so it's not too bad. NoName slowly clawing their way back, and Sphinx still on BAE.Sphynx, still on match point. So it's anyone's game right now. It is Sphinx's game to lose, and at the moment they are trying to get back into the groove. And I think maybe we're going to have an operator. Miss May has been hitting her shots throughout the game so far. So if she's able to pick up, get a good mid pick, then that's going to help them out immensely. And let's see, I think we have tech pause.
Yeah, I think we have a pause from one of the teams. Oh, I think the camera from Miss May did drop.
Yeah. That was early in the game, but I think now they have a net issue. So I think someone just disconnected, because there is a bit of a ping. But we'll go to a bit of an analysis of the game so far. So
yeah, when you were talking about I think Miss May, the Phoenix ultimate earlier as well, because the ultimate doesn't quite give you enough time to check the backup site, especially Boathouse, which in general, Boathouse is pretty much where the defenders team is going to be camping, waiting for the T side to show up to plant a spike. So I think we could have played that one. Snipe
pure
through
instinct.
the smoke!
That is pure instinct. That is what we actually wanted to see yesterday on Bind, and we finally see it once again. So pure instincts, just to wait that slight bit of time as the defensive smoke came down and knew exactly what the angle was. So she'll get the early pick onto Sage. That is huge because that's going to be the res gone. Eevee will come through now. Double orbital strike from both sides. Zograf is going to pick up one. Yucky with the orbital strike will be able to connect on Eevee, and they'll molly up on Heaven. They'll close the door as well. So now, for now, they do have side control, but Cannons is up top. Fire in the hole. Here comes the rocket, but she is blocked, so she doesn't know what to do because she doesn't have any bomb packs to boost her up. Doesn't even put down the boombot as well. And they're going to go for the duel now. Argent will go up against Cannon. Cannon's going to drop a Neri before that, but that's going to be it. Good use of their ults, and that pick on mid, so crucial. Took out the Sage, and by doing so, denied them that res. So if she had not gone down, if Zograf had not gone down, things could have